Welcome back to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the campus of Indiana Purdue at Fort Wayne. Getting ready for the finals of the IPFW Diet Pepsi Rogers Market Invitational tonight. Mankato State versus the Lady Dons. Mankato State comes in at 6-0 on the season. School out of Minnesota, Mankato, Minnesota. The coach had told me to get that straight tonight. IPFW coming in at 3-2. A couple minutes away from the contest. Mankato here by virtue of a 99-65 win over Indianapolis last night. St. Francis was the loser in tonight's earlier contest, and they also lost to IPFW last night, 74-41. Mankato State spreads the scoring out. They come in averaging 73 a game. Leading scorer for them is Linnell Anderson. She comes in at 16 a game. We'll see a little up-tempo from them. They do like the transition game and a man-to-man defense, although they will switch it up from time to time. I mentioned earlier, telecast previously, the consolation game, they have great size, 4 players over 6 feet tall. IPFW will try to combat that. The balance game by Lindy Jones, a sophomore. She's come on. IPFW shot well last night in their contest. 40% from the field, but they're going to need to pick that up tonight, because Mankato State shot 53% from the field against Indianapolis. We're just about set here for the starting lineups. Paul Farbaugh, and joined now by Dave Skelton slipping in here, getting ready for the championship telecast.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the campus of Indiana Purdue at Fort Wayne. For tonight's championship matchup between the visiting Mankato State Mavericks and our own IPFW Lady Dons. First, the starting lineup for the Mankato State Mavericks. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore from Mankato, Minnesota, number 21, Amy Swanson. At the other guard, a 5'6" senior from St. Paul, Minnesota, number 31, Karen Valentino. At a forward, a 5'11" senior from Racine, Wisconsin, number 23, Beth Baumgart. At the other forward, a 6'1" senior from St. James, Minnesota, number 55, Linnell Anderson. And at center, a 6'2" sophomore from Stewartville, Minnesota, number 43, Tracy Philippa. Head coach of the Mavericks is Joan Anderson. And now for our IPFW Lady Dons. And one guard, a 5'8" freshman from Warsaw, Indiana, number 21, Barb Derry. At the other guard, a 5'9" sophomore from Decatur, Indiana, number 32, Lindy Jones. At a forward, a 5'9" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 22, Dawn Dressler. At the other forward, a 6' senior from Highland, Indiana, number 10, Michelle Conley. And at center, a 6'1" sophomore from Harlan, Indiana, number 44, Jenny Newhart. Head coach of the Lady Dons is Eileen Kleinfelter.
Well, there you have the starting lineup for the telecast tonight. Getting ready to get underway and tip it off here. IPFW, as we mentioned, hosting this tournament for the first time. And well, when you do that, Dave Skelton joining me now. He's Assistant Director of Development. Dave, when you do that, I don't know if you're supposed to pick a team that comes in here at 5-0, are you?
Well, unfortunately, you schedule these too far in advance. You don't really know that. But yeah, Mankato State, excellent basketball team. And in fact, I think as of last night, with that victory, they're now 6-0. And we're starting this game in an unusual fashion. A technical foul, which probably means there was some incorrect entry made in the scorebook at the start of the game by IPFW. An incorrect number or something.
Linnell Anderson on the line. Misses the first. She is the leading scorer. Comes in at 16 to pot for Mankato State.
That's her first miss since the tournament started. Also, she was 6 for 6 last night. 1 for 2. So they're going to start with a point and the ball. And away we go.
Well, that's some host your own tournament and start down 1-0 already.
There you go.
We'll get to the lineups as we work along here. This is Karen Valentino working the ball outside. 21, Amy Swanson handling and hitting. 3-0 lead all of a sudden before IPFW touches the ball, working it down court. Barb Derry right now. That technical was indeed on the bench. They did not have their lineup in on time.
Oh, okay.
Mankato here in a man-to-man.
Let's hope that's the worst thing that happens to the Lady Dons tonight as Lindy Jones makes a nice move toward the basket and draws a foul, so she may get us started here tonight.
Lindy Jones, the sophomore out of Decatur, Indiana, goes about 5'9". We'll have 2 shots.
A couple of new starters here in the IPFW lineup tonight as we see Lindy Jones hit her first shot. Michelle Conley starting tonight and Barb Deary. Neither of them started in last night's ball game.
Jones gets both. She comes in the contest averaging about 20 points a pop. IPFW on the board, 3-2. This is Valentino with the ball. IPFW in a man-to-man. 23, Beth Baumgart. Number 55 is Anderson, Linnell Anderson. There you see why Anderson comes in.
Picking up right where she left off last night. 22 points last night against the Indianapolis Ball Club.
Cato State also showing the good touch. First 2 shots, they shot 52% from the field last night. Play a little saggy man-to-man with a help side. This is Newhart, glassy no, gets her own board. And 1.
Good hustle by Jenny. A couple of points to keep the Dons close.
Has a chance to tie the game up. It's the first foul on Tracy Felipa. Second team foul on Mankato. Newhart gets the conventional 3-pointer. Ties the contest at 5, just over a minute and a half into this one. Anderson given the shot from out there. This is Valentino, 12-footer, yes.
Mankato State has a very balanced team. Last night they got scoring from and in double figures from 4 different people. Another one that had 9 points, so they spread it around.
Well, not hot tonight, hitting the first 3 shots, 7-5 lead. This is Dressler, now over. Conley with the ball, wants to go baseline, shut off. Thrown away, first turnover for IPFW.
Looked like Mankato might have been in a zone defense that time. They were really sagging down on the baseline.
Philippa with her first basket of the night, 4 for 4 from the field.
They'll miss soon, won't they?
I hope so. Joan Anderson, the head coach for Mankato State, told me they want to play man-to-man, but she really didn't want to give up too much of what they wanted to do tonight.
Nice roll by Jenny Newhart. The ball just hung around the rim and finally dropped in.
Mankato State will switch up defenses occasionally, but since they have such a big height advantage down underneath, they're going to dare IPFW to beat them from the outside.
Watching them in last night's game, I thought they were surprisingly quick because they are a big ball club. First miss finally by Beth Baumgart.
Want to work it back inside off the glass.
Well, they are human. They missed 2 in a row.
Philippa missed 1 too. Gonna have a foul the other way. Valentino picks up her first foul. Third team foul on Mankato.
Well, we're just about 3 minutes into this game, and there's been a lot of action already.
This is Conley setting up, baseline drive, doesn't go. Newhart with the rebound, put back. 7 for Newhart already, ties the game at 9. This is Swanson on the outside. Valentino wants to get it to Anderson on the block, still looking. And Jones, or scratch that, Derry comes out of there with a board.
Barb Derry did a good job for the Lady Dons last night in terms of moving the ball out front at the point.
Now they are, in a 2-3 zone, but Derry hits.
IPFW with their first lead here in the early going.
Started out in a 3-0 hole. Shot on the technical, given for not having the score, the lineup in on time. Second effort there by Philippa. Her fourth point of the ball game, ties it at 11.
6'2" sophomore. Big kid. They're staying pretty close to Jenny Newhart now with the man-for-man defense as Lindy Jones drove to the bucket, got it blocked, and here comes Valentino.
Valentino doesn't have the numbers, but still continues to push. Here's Anderson spinning baseline, but will have 2 shots. Conley with the foul. First on Conley, second team foul.
Valentino, the shortest player for Mankato so far tonight, and she's 5'6", so they're not exactly a small team.
Not a small team. They do like the transition game, so even though they are big, they will get up and down the floor. Anderson misses her second free throw of the night.
Linnell is a 6'1" senior. One of 3 seniors on the team.
Misses both, and Tracy Harder just in the game inaugurates it with a foul on Newhart. Foul number 4 on Mankato.
Tracy came off of the bench last night for Mankato and scored 9 points.
Dressler netting baseline.
Dawn had an excellent game last night as IPFW was able to defeat St. Francis from Illinois.
Dressler, the type of player that does it all, will hang around the basket, get some garbage points, hit the open jumper, get the rebound. That time, 3 knocked down, Valentino.
Well, as everybody suspected, this is going to be a good game. Close. It's going to be hard for anybody to pull away.
Valentino does hit from outside. Before last night's contest, she was hitting 78% of her three-point shots, 14 to 18. Rebounding. Conley trying to go back up with it. Going to have a foul.
Good hustle by Michelle.
Swanson picks up the foul. Team foul number 5. Mankato State already getting a little early foul trouble. Susie Sorensen, rather, in the contest now. Swanson going to take a break. Sorensen, number 11. Shot there of Elaine Kleinfelter, IPFW coach. And Conley has 2.
Same kind of roll she got on the field goal try she had just a minute ago. Around and would drop off. In fact, the Lady Dons didn't hit their free throws too well last night. 8 for 17.
Well, you can't blame that one on the tight rim. Missing badly on the second free throw. Valentino now works it up court. This is Anderson inside, blocked away. Newhart. This is Derry, wants to push. 14-13 Mankato in the early going here. Just 6 minutes into the first half. out on the point, looking for help. Jones now going to run at 10 on the clock.
Good move by Lindy down the lane. Got the soft jumper.
Jones' first bucket of the night. She hit 2 free throws. And a travel on the other end. Harder's going to give it up to IPFW.
Substitutions are coming pretty freely here now for Mankato. Number 11, Susie Sorensen, came in at the last dead ball. This time we have number 21, Amy Swanson, into the game.
This is Derry now working the ball out on top. Going to go baseline the whole way and going to have a charging foul. Valentino had position. First on Derry, team foul number 3 for IPFW.
Barb Deary, a young freshman guard with a lot of potential, and has played very well so far in this tournament.
Sorensen now over. Philippa back to Sorensen, looking inside. Last touch by Jones.
Good hustle on the defense, though, that time by Michelle Connolly, fronting Linnell Anderson and making it a little tougher for her to get the ball.
Mankato State going to take a timeout. 13 on the clock, shot clock. 13:02 on the game clock. IPFW on top right now. 15-14 count. Well, tune in to Channel 6 Saturday evening at 6 p.m. to watch the Tri-State Lady Thunder take on the IPFW Lady Dons. Then at 7, Madonna University plays the IPFW Mastodons. Catch all the action of IPFW basketball right here on Channel 6. Talked a little bit earlier, Dave, about in the previous telecast about IPFW finally getting their first win against Purdue Calumet, the men's team breaking the win count.
Yeah, broke the ice earlier this week. Big win they needed, and needed that one badly. They'd had some close ones, but just hadn't been able to pull it out.
Right now, Elaine Kleinfelter looking for a way to get Jenny Newhart back open. She had 7 of the first 9 IPFW points, has been held scoreless since, hasn't really even taken a shot. On Mankato State side, Valentino leading scorer right now with 5, a 2 and a 3. You got to look for the 3 from her. She was 78% coming in from behind the arc.
And so far, no substitutions by the Lady Dons. And only a couple, I guess 3 maybe, substitutions for Mankato at this point.
Unusual, but if you recall from last year's team, at the end of the season, there was really only a 7-player rotation. So the players out on the floor, the exclusion of Deary, they're used to playing these minutes.
Yeah. But it is awfully good to be able to look down and see a full bench with plenty of fresh people there ready to play.
Anderson's second bucket, 5 points for her. Gives Mankato a 16-15 lead. Once again, there is no 10-second violation timeline in women's basketball. There is a 30-second shot clock, though.
And they do use the center court line for a backcourt violation. Once you cross over, you can't go back.
Some things are universal there. Conley now has 2 points. Thrown away. Newhart gets credit for the steal. This is Deary.
Nice move across the lane by Michelle, but a little soft on the shot. Good hustle. Jenny Newhart almost came up with the ball.
Valentino missing from the outside. Swanson recovers. This is Valentino on the outside. Linnell Anderson out for the 3-point. One to go inside to Swanson.
I think if I was Coach Kleinfelder, I'd like to see Linnell Anderson way out beyond that 3-point line because she's really deadly inside. And there she is. She was wide open, but they didn't see her. Now they do.
And she goes glass. 7 points for Anderson.
Back and forth. Back and forth.
18-17 Mankato. Putting on a 3-quarter press. This is Deary with the ball now. IPFW able to get in the lane and penetrate with Conley. Start her out in the baseline. She drives towards the lane. This is Deary now, 10 on the clock.
Mankato this time has dropped back into that 2-3 zone, kind of tightening it up inside.
Newhart getting loose. Will draw the foul in 2 shots.
Couldn't get the roll.
Substitution, Beth Baumgart back in the contest for Mankato. Philippa coming out, Tracy Philippa. Well, Newhart doesn't waste much time. It's her 8th point of the contest. Knots it at 18, has another coming. First time tonight we've seen Pat Edwards. She's coming in for the shooter.
And it's a welcome sight to see Pam back healthy again this year. She had to sit out all last year with after heel surgery and has recovered pretty well. Well, after about 4 lead changes, Bruce, we now have a tie ball game, so we'll see how things stack up. IPFW still with the ball.
Swanson, the last to touch that ball. Dressler will trigger. This is Deary. Mankato goes back to the man-to-man. Inside, this is Edwards. Right away, going to the glass.
Didn't take Pam long to get into the action. That's good to see, too.
Trying to make up for a little lost time. Comes in, goes right to the glass. As a senior, you like to see that, too. Dressler pulls down the board. Like to see her come in right away and be aggressive, set the tone.
Dawn had a lot of rebounds last night. She had 9 rebounds in that game.
Conley now, a little spacing problem, creating her own space, but doesn't get away with it. Scratch that, I meant Edwards. Edwards with her first foul.
Pam got a little anxious to try to go down that lane again, and it was pretty tight.
20-18 the count. Just under 10 and a half to go here in the first half. The IPFW Diet Pepsi Rogers Market Lady Don basketball tournament. This is the championship game. Mankato State, IPFW.
2 pretty well matched teams. They both have some decent size inside. Good ball handlers outside. Good shooters. Patient.
Valentino doesn't get the 3 to fall. Dressler comes out of there with her 2nd consecutive board. 20-18. This is Deary. Now Jones to Dressler. Conley swings outside, looking for Edwards underneath. Not there. Deary 16. No.
Good shot, though.
Amy Swanson with the board.
Got to have those kind. Take them and they'll fall. Dawn Dressler's coming up with that ball almost every time down at the Mankato end when they don't score.
Dressler now off to Deary. Couple of substitutions getting ready to check in for Mankato State. Conley hits from baseline.
Nice turnaround jumper on the baseline for Michelle.
4 for Conley, 22-18.
It's about the biggest lead for either team, I think, so far, isn't it?
Have to go back and check that out, but I believe 4 points is the largest spread of the evening. Dressler. Dean up Swanson. This is Valentino. Can't seem to find the rhythm tonight off Mankato. Susan Sorensen the last to touch.
After Mankato started with hitting about their first 4 shots, they have cooled off considerably. Fortunately for the Lady Dons.
Couple substitutions now in for Mankato. Carla Bronson, number 13, in. And number 45, Tracy Harder as well. They're going to put the press on. Fresh legs on the press. Dressler in trouble, gets it to Deary. Timeout. Kleinfelder wants to talk about the press. 4-point lead, 22-18 right now.
I think you're absolutely right. She'd like to get some things organized here so that this press doesn't become a factor that really throws her ball club out of rhythm.
4-point spread for Kleinfelder. 8:45 left. We're going to take a timeout right now and be back after this brief timeout.
Physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
That's not fair.
That's all right. I'm going to get a job, you know. I'm going to start working. I'm going to save. And I'll be in college in another year or two.
Mike.
So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm going to go home and make a sandwich. Okay.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Entertaining the people, as the young people like to see old Don out in his full costume.
He is right behind the IPFW bench. Back to the live action now. 8:45 left. IPFW ball. 23 on the clock. This is Deary now outside. Mentioned before, she is an impressive freshman, 5'8" out of Warsaw. She has really taken over the point guard duties.
A lot of poise.
Edwards down low against a double team. Doesn't get the friendly roll this time and pulled out of there by Swanson. Scratch that, rather. Bumgart pulled it out. Bronson now swings it over. Harder caught a line that time, out of bounds. Another turnover for Mankato. Jenny Newhart back in the game. Edwards will have a seat. Newhart, the leading scorer for IPFW right now, has 8 points on the evening. Deary now sets up the offense against the man. Jones going baseline. Nobody there. She's going to take it.
Nice pick set by Michelle Connolly down on the right side baseline.
6 for Jones now. 24-18. The score. Bronson going down the lane. Doesn't get it to fall, but will be getting 2 shots at the line.
Very quick move down the lane by Carla Bronson. Some fresh legs in for Mankato. They were beginning to show a little bit of fatigue, I thought, before that timeout.
Foul goes against Lindy Jones, her first, team 5th. Bronson nets the first, her first point of the evening.
I think we were able to pick up the string music in the background there, weren't we, as that ball went cleanly through.
Not that time. A little clank action going on. Bronson misses the second. 5-point lead now for IPFW's. Deary works on Bronson. Almost came away with a steal.
IPFW doing a nice job on the backboards in the rebounding department so far tonight, in spite of the size that Mankato has out there.
That will be the 7th team foul, a 1-and-1 the result. Deary going to the line. For her first points, scratch that rather, she has a bucket already, looking for number 3 and number 4 on the night.
She did not go to the line in last night's game, so this is her first opportunity for a free throw here in the Lady Don Classic tournament.
Conley there inside.
Michelle's going to have a chance now for a couple.
And Conley missed her previous 2 attempts, 0 for 2 on the line, from the line tonight. Substitution coming into the contest now, Heidi Taylor for Mankato, number 50.
It may be the first opportunity that Linnell Anderson has had to take a rest in this ballgame for Mankato. Michelle gets a good roll that time. She's a good free throw shooter. Michelle cans both of them to give IPFW a 26-19 lead.
7:40 left in the first half. Having a seat will be Conley now. Edwards back in the contest for IPFW, number 43. This is Harder outside. Bronson wanted to reverse the ball. No one there. Harder opposite side. Baseline. Foul on Newhart, her first. Team foul number 6, so Mankato will be in the bonus. The next foul on IPFW.
So far tonight, IPFW has been able to to keep Mankato from getting on a real run. Last night they had a couple of runs that they would score 10, 12 points in a row on the opposition. Tonight they've not been able to do that.
Taylor Muscresha Harder hits the first free throw. Well, a lot of that has to do with IPFW making baskets at the other end, and Cato really keys off that transition game.
Yeah, they do.
Haven't been able to get it going tonight, though. Harder hits both to close the gap to 5. 26-21 IPFW leads. Jones breaking the press with the bounce. Now this is Deary. Aggressive man-to-man. Jones with a hop step inside.
Nice.
Gets it to fall.
Nice move inside.
8 points for Jones.
Here they come back.
And here's the transition game we're talking about. Newhart ripping down the board. Coach Kleinfelter wants IPFW to slow it down a little bit, step it up. Half-court game here. Looking for Newhart, not there. Deary pushing it inside. Beautiful pass. Misses Edwards there for the follow. Can't get it to fall. And Newhart with an excuse me foul, number 2 on Newhart. 1-1 at the other end.
We've talked a little bit about the match between these two teams. And they played similar opposition last night, and each team had rebounds in the 50s. So they both are rebounding teams. And I think IPFW probably has the edge here tonight so far.
Mankato State comes in averaging 10 boards per game better than their opponents. Certainly not been the case tonight.
I don't doubt that they do, though, because they're very active in and around that basket. Beth Baumgartner hits the free throw.
First point for Baumgart.
She had an even dozen last night.
And it's back to a 5-point lead. 28-23 for IPFW. Linnell Anderson coming in. Baumgart going to get a rest. And here we see the press again, probably trying to jumpstart that transition game a little bit. This is Dressler to Jones. That press did eat up some time, though. Only 15 on the clock now. This is Edwards. A little bit out of her range. Deary now. 10 on the clock, looking for help. Jones has got to put it up. 4 on the clock. Dressler got to get it up. Does.
She knew what had to be done. Veteran play by an excellent senior there. Dawn has really been playing well this year.
Dressler has hit both of her shot attempts from the field, has 4 points. Type of player that does it all. Rebounds, will get you the steal when necessary. And hits the open shots. Conley coming out of there with the board. Just over 5.5 to go here. 30-23 lead for IPFW. Dressler with a good show and go move. Doesn't get this one to fall, and Harder pulls the board out.
Last 2 or 3 minutes of action here, IPFW has been able to maintain a 5 to 7 point lead. If they can do that going to halftime with a lead, they'll be very satisfied, I'm sure.
And Cato State really wants to go down inside to Anderson, trying some ball reversal. They're looking for her. She's being fronted by Conley. Bronson now has 5 to get it up. Anderson on baseline. Yes.
She has a golden touch inside there, and Michelle Conley played pretty good defense on her, too.
9 for Anderson, cuts the lead back to 5. Newhart getting ready to check in for IPFW. Jones penetrating, nowhere to go. Joan Anderson, Mankato coach, wanted a walk called. Quickly now the other way. Bronson on the push, doesn't have the numbers. Conley knocks the ball away. Jones with the steal.
Good step in by Michelle that time. She was alert. She knew where the ball was and knocked it loose.
This is Jones. Running a little weave now. Dressler off the glass.
Nice move. And Mankato calls timeout.
Joan Anderson has seen enough. Time slow defensive rotation. Dressler. 3rd bucket of the night, 6 points. Well, the College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW Sports Telecast. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide. Send your name, address, and zip code to. There on your screen, Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or you can call us at 481-6000. And that'll keep you up to date on just about everything that's going on. A lot of telecasts in the future. I believe about 20 more this spring. Live telecasts from IPFW. And, of course, that includes men's Division I volleyball action coming up. And, Dave, that's going to be quite a thing this year.
There's going to be a lot of excitement once the holidays get over and we get into the conference play for the two basketball teams, men and women, and we begin then to see the men's volleyball team get into action and begin to work its way toward, hopefully, some NCAA action at the end of the season.
Well, it was a pretty successful year last year as far as spring sports were concerned at IPFW. Both the men's and women's basketball team making the Division II postseason. And IPFW just really one set away from going back to the Final Four in volleyball.
Yeah, they had the opportunity and it just wasn't to be last year. So they'll go for 3 out of 4 now if they can get there this spring.
And of course they won't have to travel very far, only over
that's right.
only over to Coliseum. Final Four being held in Fort Wayne this year. Back to the contest, 7-point lead for IPFW, 32-25, just over 4 to go. That was Swanson working down. Lowe doesn't get to fall. New substitution in for IPFW now. Wendy Recker. 14, that doesn't look like Wendy to me, though.
Nice move inside as Michelle Conley came up with the bucket.
Conley gets 2 and Valentino on the push got fouled. Should be going to the line for 2. Have to check on who number 14 is. That's certainly not Wendy Recker.
Let's see here. Yep, don't have any information to suggest whether it is or it isn't. And that might have been part of the problem at the beginning of the game if there was some switching of numbers and things of that sort.
If you weren't with us at the beginning, it started out with Linnell Anderson of Mankato State taking 2 free throws. As IPFW did not have the lineup in time. The scorer's bench.
Karen Valentino hits the first free throw. Keep Mankato within 10. And now 9. Although they put that point up on the wrong side of the board, they gave it to the home team. I don't think the visiting coach will allow that very long.
Time of carry. And they did. Now we're going to get that straightened out. Mankato checking that out right now. We're going to have a stoppage in action. They just corrected it. It is now 36-27.
Although they've got
34-27 should be the proper score. Inside, this is Anderson off the glass.
She's almost automatic when she's within 6 feet of the basket.
11 points for Anderson. She's the leading scorer in the contest right now. 3:13 to go. Mankato putting on 3-quarter press. Newhart wide open. Finally does get the ball and the bucket.
And a nice play. Nice pass inside.
It's 10 for Newhart. Ups the lead back to 7. Nice touch pass. Swanson with the 3.
Amy had a good ball game last night. She scored in the double figures, 15. IPFW that time got pinched against the sideline. But they will retain the ball with 21 seconds on the shot clock. Shannon Wetzel and number 14 Wendy Recker until we find out differently.
Original starting lineup in for IPFW, and Jones connects.
Nice move by Lindy.
Lindy has 10 on the evening. Puts the lead up to 6, 38-32. This is Valentino now. And they want to swing it down to Anderson. Waiting for her to reverse back. Has some room carved out. Valentino couldn't handle the pass. This is Tracy Harder now with the ball. 7 on the clock. Ripped from behind. Deary had a hand on it. still will be Mankato State basketball. Amy Yost coming in the contest for the first time tonight. Tracy Harder going to grab some pie. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 5 on the shot clock for Mankato State.
And they trail by 6.
Valentino's got to get it up.
She did, but it didn't hit.
Didn't draw any iron, so it was a turnover. Nonetheless, and down at the other end, I think we said the magic word there. Lindy Jones comes up with a walking violation of her own.
Yeah. Minute 50 to go here in the first half. A pretty well played first half and pretty fast first half.
Both teams are in the bonus, but the foul calls have been to a minimum tonight.
That play, Mankato State had a play set up to get Amy Swanson the ball outside. Instead, she took it into the baseline and scored, and there's another baseline shot.
First bucket for Heidi Taylor tonight. That cuts the gap to 2, 38-36. What once was 9-point lead is now down to 2. This is Jones with a double team. Going to have a foul on Amy Yost. Her first. Jones 1-1.
Mankato got a little bit over aggressive that time, and will put Lindy Jones at the free throw line.
Jones 2 of 2 from the line tonight. Anderson pulling out the board. Valentino, no one picks her up. She misses though, and Jones had a hard time getting the handle on the ball.
I think that Valentino got a hand across the nose on that layup and may have blurred her vision just a bit.
Official checking to see with Valentino if she's all right. So IPFW using this interlude to put Pam Edwards back in. Newhart out. She has 2 fouls. She's seen her last action of the first half. Just a minute, 3 seconds to go here.
Lindy Jones getting a rest here near the end of the first half also.
This is Dressler working it ahead. That press is eating up some time on the clock. 15 now.
At this point in time, that might not be all that bad for IPFW. Nice move by Pam Edwards to wheel and turn with the left hand.
Drop step by Edwards. She now has 4 points. IPFW 40. Mankato State 36. This is Anderson now. Looking inside. Taylor. They drop back. They wanted Anderson. Good front defense by Conley. Swanson with the step and the easy. Glasser doesn't fall. Dressler comes out of there with the board. 10 seconds to go here. Deary's going to set it up. Edwards wants the ball. Gets it ripped away by Valentino, but Edwards might have done enough damage. Shot would have counted.
Heads up play by little Karen Valentino. Swiped the ball, knew she had to take the long jumper, got it off. Didn't win, but it was a heads-up play.
Well, that ends a rugged first half, rather. 40-36. IPFW out on top of Mankato State. Undefeated coming in. Mankato State 6-0. IPFW only 3-2, but on top nevertheless. We're going to step aside right now. Halftime feature coming your way, and halftime stats following.
from Iron Maiden, drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie. Eddie! Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
Bonjour. French in Action, opening a new era in language learning. A television course in 52 lessons centers around a wonderful romantic comedy filmed entirely on location in France. The story of Mireille, Robert, Marie-Laure, and the mysterious man in black will help you to learn, to understand,
Excusez-moi.
and to speak French. Watch French in Action.
Indiana-Purdue University Fort Wayne Athletics, a winning tradition. Striving for excellence, IPFW athletics is synonymous with success through team effort. Attaining national recognition in less than a decade is unprecedented in NCAA athletics. IPFW fields teams in 12 different intercollegiate sports for both women and men. Since the 1987 season, IPFW has earned appearances in 3 NCAA tournaments and has had 4 teams nationally ranked. IPFW, through athletics, has gained the respect of many major universities around the country. The impressive growth and success of IPFW athletics has become a standard of excellence for all NCAA Division II programs. IPFW, on the move athletically as well as academically.
Many of you are not aware that intercollegiate athletics at IPFW receives no support from either Indiana or Purdue universities or the state of Indiana. The responsibility falls directly upon IPFW to seek support from interested individuals and area businesses and corporations. At IPFW, we're very serious about athletics. We feel that intercollegiate athletics contribute much to this campus. Not only does it give the student athlete a chance to compete, but it helps them gain a valuable college education. College athletics provide community activity, entertainment, and a rallying point for our students. I'm always pleased and surprised when I'm out across the country and tell people that I'm Joanne Lance, Chancellor at IPFW. They know of our school and they know of our successes in athletics. I hope that you can understand how vital intercollegiate athletics is to this campus and to the surrounding community. Fort Wayne, we need your continuing support so that we may achieve the high goals we've set for our intercollegiate athletic program.
Success in intercollegiate sports starts with scholarships for talented athletes, directed by coaches who are dedicated to building a winning tradition in the classroom and on the court.
Scholarships allow us to recruit quality athletes from around the world. Without a scholarship program, you're really limited in the type of player you can recruit. Through the use of a scholarship fund, IPFW has established itself as an athletic power to be reckoned with, not only regionally, but nationally. The success of any college athletic program stands on its ability to attract quality athletes. The better the athletes, the stronger the competition. I really feel that IPFW is a quality major Division II school. In the near future, I also believe that with the growth we are experiencing now, we will be able to rise to the top of Division II athletics and compete with Division I programs. The IPFW athletic program gives us the opportunity to send quality athletes around the country, even around the world, and position IPFW as a winning institution. We have worked very hard to achieve the level of success we now enjoy. But this is only the beginning. For us to continue these quality programs, we need the support of you, the Fort Wayne community. No matter how large or small your contribution, it will have a large impact on the future success of our student athletes. Go Duns!
No one knows more about the positive effects a quality sports program can have on a community than television sportscaster and executive vice president of TV 33, Hilliard Gates.
IPFW plays a key role in bringing world-class college athletics to Fort Wayne. Their men's and women's volleyball teams are nationally ranked and considered a formidable opponent for any major college team. IPFW's program highlights victories over such opponents as Penn State, Army, Notre Dame, Navy, Ohio State, and many others. To get an athletic program going and to ensure its future growth, financial backing is of the utmost importance. A commitment from the community is imperative if we plan to have top-quality college athletics here in Fort Wayne. Enrollment at IPFW continues to grow every semester, and with 4 new buildings being erected by 1993 and possible plans for dormitory facilities, IPFW has an opportunity to become a major university in the very near future. IPFW athletics, it's more than just games. It's the integral part of the fiber that makes Fort Wayne a great community. With your support, you will ensure the winning tradition that has already been established at IPFW. It's time our community commits equally to that of the campus community. The student athletes, the staff, and the fine coaches at IPFW. They need your help. And by getting your company involved now, you can capitalize on the tremendous potential that exists. IPFW is important to Fort Wayne.
To support a successful NCAA Division II athletic program at IPFW, it takes talented athletes, great coaches, superior facilities, and above all, a commitment from the community to build a winning program. IPFW, without the financial support of Indiana University, Purdue University, or the state of Indiana, has consistently performed at the highest levels of expectation with minimal financial backing. Rising to the pinnacle of intercollegiate success means securing corporate donations from local businesses, community support, as well as individual scholarship funds. With your help, deserving young men and women will have the opportunity to receive a valuable college education while participating in quality NCAA athletics. With your help, the winning tradition will continue. The university is always open to creating new and innovative marketing opportunities for companies and organizations who support the varsity athletic programs.
After dating the guy forever, you think I could tell him anything. Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
This is just one of the many parts you can play as a young Red Cross volunteer. Volunteer and play your part.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Ma'am, excuse me. Could you help me, please? Sir, could you help me, please? My little girl, she needs blood. Could you help me?
I'm sorry.
Somebody, please. My daughter, she needs blood. Could you please help? Somebody help me.
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay #1 in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
What comes to your mind when you think about statistics? Polls, gambling, maybe baseball. Sure, but how about lightning, lobsters, music, chocolate cake, sex discrimination, heart attacks, potato chips, traffic, the ozone layer, Shakespeare, monkeys, dancing, drug testing? If some of these things didn't make your list, then you should be watching public television's new statistics series, Against All Odds.
Welcome back to the Hillary Gate Sports Center. Paul Farbaugh along with Dave Skelton bringing you the championship matchup. Tonight's IPFW Lady Don Classic. Mankato State against the Lady Dons. Lady Dons on top 40-36 after a first half of pretty good action. Thanks really to good shooting from IPFW. They were 17 of 28 from the field. That works out to 61%. Lindy Jones had 10. Jenny Newhart had 10, including 7 of the first 9 points to help IPFW keep pace with Indianapolis when they hit their first 4 shots of this evening's game. On the other side, Lynelle Anderson, big gun for Mankato State, has 11 points. Karen Valentino 7 and Amy Swanson 7. Dave, you know, we talked a little bit about the shooting percentage. A well-played game this first half. And not a lot of turnovers. Both teams only credited with 5 turnovers. What's going to have to be done in the second half for either team to pull away?
Well, you had mentioned earlier in the half that a young lady by the name of Tracy Philippa didn't see a lot of action, and I'm not sure why, but she could be a factor in this second half. As you see, the assists for IPFW were and rebounds were very much in IPFW's favor. Everything else pretty much of a balance between the two teams.
Philippa had just 4 points, but was not in much of the second half. Comes in averaging over 10 a game. I need some production from her as well.
And she was a second leading scorer for them last night and leading rebounder. Played 27 minutes in the game, so we may see a lot of her in the second half.
Just about a minute away from the second half. Leading rebounders for IPFW, Michelle Conley and Jenny Newhart, both with 5. For Mankato State, the leading rebounder. So Amy Swanson, she has 4. Earlier action tonight. Indiana Purdue of Indianapolis, the victor in the consolation game.
That was a wild game from the standpoint that Indianapolis would try to pull away, then it would tighten up again, and I think there were probably a record number of turnovers in that game with the two teams together.
This is terrible. I don't remember the exact score. I believe it was 72-66.
I think you're close. Yeah. Yeah.
But gee, I just did that game and can't remember it. I want to correct one thing. That was Wendy Recker. She is number 14. Did not recognize her. She, of course, is out of DeKalb High School, where there has been a Recker line.
As they say,
if you will.
These days, she must have a new do.
That's
why
so.
we couldn't quite pick her out. IPFW with their original starting lineup, and it looks like same thing for Mankato State.
Same original starting 5s on the floor for both teams. This is Conley outside.
Michelle's played very well tonight in her starting role.
Newhart with a rebound, doesn't get it to fall. Newhart and Conley both struggling there for the ball. Alternate possession rule, Mankato State.
Yeah,
will
Tracy
take possession.
Philippa tied up with Michelle that time, or with Jenny. Tracy Philippa, a 6'2 sophomore. Minnesota.
Beth Baumgart going baseline. Pulled down out of there by Jones. Jones now ahead. This is Newhart. Deary inside. Jones ball faking up. Will have two. Hack on the arm.
Nice pass by Barb Deary that time. She saw Lindy coming off of the baseline. So Lindy will have another opportunity at the free throw line.
Amy Swanson picks up the foul.
Lindy at the line in the first half was 2 for 3, and last night's ball game she was 2 for 3. Cam's the first one here.
That's Swanson's second foul.
Nice rebound by Michelle. She couldn't get the bounce.
This is Valentino working against Jones, and what a pretty up and under move by Valentino.
Karen Valentino is a very effective little point guard. She can score also.
Valentino, senior out of Minneapolis, St. Paul area. This is Conley working baseline. Dressler at top now to Jones. Fake. Just 5 on the clock. Got to get it up. Deary's got to put it up. Jones now just beats the buzzer, but doesn't draw any iron. That is a turnover, number 6 for IPFW.
Yeah, I think maybe the women's rule is that it has to hit the iron, doesn't it? Or
That's
even
correct.
if that had gone in, it would not have counted.
Valentino now working it up. 41-38 IPFW, just underway here in the second half. A little over 2 minutes gone. Newhart takes the charge.
Amy Swanson, a little over anxious to hit the baseline.
Number 3 on her. So no turnover for Mankato State. Little token pressure by Mankato State, working the clock, and Anderson picks up was really a silly foul.
Yeah, because she didn't have a chance of getting to that sideline first, and she was on the move, got caught for the foul.
Compounds that is Anderson's 3rd foul, and Mankato State can ill afford to lose her. Also the 3rd team foul in the second half for Mankato State. IPFW still has yet to commit a foul. This is Deary. Jones to Newhart. Good move by Newhart. Put it on the floor. She's a big girl at 5'10". Missed her at 6'1", rather. Sorry about that, Jenny. Out of Woodland High School. Valentino now, man-to-man defense rubbed off. It's Lindy Jones. Valentino in and out.
There was a rebound on the missed shot by Tracy Philippa. Tracy puts one up and couldn't get it to drop, but she was fouled. 41-38, 3-point lead. Not enough, whichever team might be ahead.
3rd foul on Newhart.
You can't accuse Tracy of not putting enough arch on her shot.
Well, interestingly enough, she is one of the poorest shooters from the strike.
On Mankato.
Mankato comes in averaging 70% from the line. Philippa is around 56%.
And in last night's game, they shot 77%. They were 23 of 30 for the game last night.
Philippa now has 6. It's a 1-point ball game. This is Deary now to Dressler. Conley out top. Newhart, good position inside. Banks it home. 12 points for Newhart.
Excellent high-low post move that time by the Dons. Good defense by Michelle Conley, cutting Tracy Philippa off at the baseline.
2-3 zone by IPFW. 10 on the clock. Anderson right around Newhart. She has 3 fouls. Can't afford to foul. And Pam Edwards in off the bench. Got to play a little better defense on Anderson or she'll eat you up all night down to the post.
It's one of the few times she's touched the ball, I think, here in the second half, which is just fine for the Lady Dons.
13 for Anderson. It's back to a 1-point IPFW lead, 43-42. Newhart, fall away doesn't go. Rebounded out of there by Baumgart. Baumgart off the back of her foot. Deary ahead.
Ooh, great hustle play by Karen Valentino that time to come and cut Barb Deary off on her way to a layup.
8th turnover for Mankato State. Newhart out of the lineup now. Edwards in. Dressler thought about the shot, tried to put it into Edwards. That results in a turnover. Ripped out of there by Philippa. No look pass over to Baumgart. Doesn't go. IPFW had shot well in the first half, around 61%.
Shot very well. That's tough to duplicate.
Perhaps the rim a little tighter on this end. Doesn't fall for Deary. Swanson pulls down the board. Valentino quickly into Philippa.
Ooh, big call, big call. I think that's number 4.
That is number 4 on Linnell Anderson.
Well, now the board is showing her for 3. Let's check it here.
Now they have her for 2.
That explains why coach has left her in.
Well, she's picked him up both in this half. I don't know if there's any magic. She did indeed have the fouls. 5 on the clock now. Conley. And off Conley will be Mankato State ball.
Neither team having much luck at the moment in getting pretty good shots to fall.
Well, we're 5 minutes into the second half, and it's only 43-42. Mankato State outscoring IPFW here in the second half, 6-3, but not very productive after really good offensive showing by both teams in the first half. Philippa with the rebound bucket.
Mankato State back in the lead for the first time in quite some time.
We're down by as much at 9 in the first half at one point. Tracy Philippa equaling her first half output.
Yeah, and like you had said, we didn't see much of her in the first half, so she's probably well rested and ready to go here.
Jones might have got fouled on the way up. Valentino comes out of there with a board and then dribbles a little bit off her knee.
And the man in the stripes kind of got in her way there a little bit.
Valentino gave him a look of...
yeah. He's not too light on his feet.
I'm going to let that one go, Dave, because there could be repercussions if I comment on that.
Well,
Mankato State
didn't say anything about his eyesight, so...
Well, we better slow down right here and get back into the game. 44-43, IPFW trailing now by 1.
A little break in the action. It has looked like in the last 2 or 3 minutes of action that Mankato State has picked up the pace just a little bit, and I think that's to their favor.
You too can join in the excitement of IPFW athletics by participating in the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons Club is the official booster club for all IPFW athletic teams. Members enjoy priority seating at all IPFW sporting events, food and refreshments in the hospitality room, admission to IPFW sports media luncheons, and association with other Mastodon supporters. More information about becoming a member, you see it on the screen there. Send a letter to Royal Dons Club, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Zip is 05. Or you can talk with Lisa Moreland. The number there, 481-6027.
Yeah, the Royal Dons Club is an excellent opportunity for the community to help support IPFW athletics and to keep those great things like the NCAA participation as possibilities.
Don Dressler to inbound. New face in the lineup for IPFW.
Perkins, yep. Amy was a starter last night.
Amy in for Barb Dearies. She's going to run the point now. Back on the other end. Dressler gets a hand on the Tracy Harder pass.
And Tracy retrieved the ball and took it to the bucket.
4 for Harder on the night. Pushes the lead up to 3. 46-43. Double team at half court. Perkins breaks out of it. And the press is taking some time off the clock. There's only 15.
And IPFW is struggling a little bit offensively now. Mankato's back in that tight zone defense, keeping their big people in close.
Philippa fouls, number 54 for IPFW.
Yeah, Kim Rucker came into the ball game, and I guess I didn't notice that at that last timeout. Kim, the cousin of Wendy. IPFW needs to break the ice here just a bit.
That was the third foul on Philippa. Conley once again getting another rebound basket, or rebound, stretch that rebound off the missed free throw.
Yeah, and that was an important rebound. The IPFW needs these opportunities. And
it's the third such time Conley has slipped in there for the offensive board. Perkins going glass, doesn't get the fall.
Couldn't get the roll. Is that the fourth foul on?
Philippa picks up number 4. 2 quick ones here. She's going to have to come out. Bumgart, Beth Bumgart getting ready to check in for Philippa.
Beth's not as tall, but Beth is also a pretty good ball player. 5'11" senior.
Valentino the last to touch there. 2-point lead for Mankato State. 12:55 to go. 46-44.
After a very productive first half, IPFW is really having trouble getting off the... There we go with Lindy hitting a nice jumper from the left side.
Jones has 13 on the night. Harder loose for 2. Four for Harder. This is Jones now encountering the double team. Mankato State really throwing up the press at the timeline. Once again, shaving the seconds off. Chance for IPFW to set up in the low post gate.
Michelle's a good shooter. Yeah, she cans it. This game's tied up again.
First bucket for Conley. She has 10, and it's tied at 48. This is Anderson from the outside.
That's about as far out as she's gone tonight, too, and she has the same effect. She is effective.
15 for Anderson. This is Perkins working out top Dressler. Now Conley swings no, kicks it out. Back inside to Conley, rather. Two-man game that time. Dressler working the high-low. Conley picks up points 11-12 to knock the game back up at 50. Swanson drops her second 3 of the contest. 10 for Swanson.
Both teams have loosened up now a little bit.
Once again,
you see on the screen 53-49. On the scoreboard it says 53-50, and I'm not real sure. We may have...
No, it is 53-50.
I think that's right.
It's a tie at 48. Perkins now going. First bucket for Perkins tonight. And pulls IPFW to within 1.
Well, they played almost 30 minutes without any clear-cut winner. The next 10 will probably be just as exciting.
Jones rips down the rebound. He's had 3 all in the second half. Dressler off the screen.
Key basket there by Dawn Dressler, and she hasn't been taking many shots, but when she has, she's been very effective.
A couple of substitutions waiting at the scorer's table. Susie Sorensen for Mankato and Jenny Newhart getting ready to check in for IPFW. Dressler with another rebound. Lindy Jones going to force the issue. Conley with a step and drive. Conley now the leading scorer for IPFW with 14. And Mankato State, Joan Anderson, seen enough. A little run that time by IPFW. 6 straight points, 56-53.
Yeah, back and forth between a 4-point lead for Mankato State and then a 3-point for IPFW. We'll be right back for more IPFW basketball action right after these brief messages.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
The power of teaching.
World won't get no better if we're just
The power to wake up young minds. The power to wake up the world. Teachers have that power. Reach for the power. Teach. I'm Edward James Olmos, and we're recruiting new teachers. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
Welcome back to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Paul Farbaugh along with Dave Skelton tonight. And Dave, we were talking a little bit during the break there. This game is really coming down to the wire. They just changed the score on the board. Now it's 55-53.
Well, that question we had a minute ago about where the 1 point was, and apparently they've made the correction because we weren't absolutely certain. Although as we also look at the scoreboard, we see that IPFW has committed only 1 team foul this half, which could become a key factor keeping Mankato State away from that free throw line.
Mankato State shoots 70% from the line, but more importantly, they have committed 6 fouls in this half.
And now we've got some additional discussion on something unusual. Officials conferring, sending teams back to their respective benches.
Well, I'm going to check the book right now and see how many points I have for IPFW here in the second half. 5, 7.
And I think that's what the question is with the officials at the scorebook, to make certain that they have the proper score. And it would be critical. Let's make sure we know now rather than have it prop up later.
Well, I have them for 15. Lindy Jones was at the line for 2 foul shots. She hit but 1. So 55 would be right.
That's right. We had 40 at halftime. So I think they now have it correct.
Well, we're getting confirmation one way or the other for you down the floor. We'll have that for you in a second or two.
I think probably the official scorekeeper should have called the officials over and reported to them that he was going to make a change on the scoreboard rather than to just make it.
Well, the 53 is right according to my count up here.
I think they have it right now. Mankato State will have the ball, and they're trailing by 2. Just under 10 minutes to play. And I think we can expect this game to remain pretty close.
Joan Anderson not pleased with the delay in the game. She had called a timeout to stop a little run by IPFW. They come back with 6 straight points.
I think the official now is explaining to those that work the bench exactly how he wants corrections to be made, and he wants to be informed and involved, and so he's getting things set for a tight finish down the wire.
Well, I only have 15 scratch at 15 in the book for the second half IPFW.
And they just put a point back up on the board, back to 56.
Musical points. Who knows what's going on right now? It's hard to do a couple of jobs at once. Can't chew and walk.
That's right.
Chew gum and walk at the same time. Hard to talk and keep the book as well. Now we have a conference at mid-court. Both coaches out there, Len Kleinfelter and Joan Anderson. Head referee explaining.
If we could just be a mouse.
Okay, the word we have from down on the bench, and I have Recker missing both free throws as well. The scorekeeper gave her a basket, but she bricked both those, and Conley came up with a board on the second. So, yes, it should be 55.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes down when it comes there. It's hard to tell whether the coaches are happy, unhappy. They're not happy with the delay, that's for sure. Coach Kleinfelder looks a little disappointed.
Well, I believe the IPFW bench has it at 55 too. That's what we're being told up here as well. The scoreboard is still
at
stuck
56,
on 56.
53. So we'll go with that until they tell us differently.
Well, we saw it in the game earlier, Dave. I don't know if you caught it, but Indianapolis has a player named Misty Norris, and off a rebound, a defensive rebound, she put the ball back up and scored some points
for the other team. Yeah.
So we've seen it all. Heidi Taylor, though, comes back with her second bucket of the game.
Well, let's hope the outcome of this game does not hinge on that one controversial point, whoever might win it.
This is Jones now. Well, it is a one-point game. That's the last time we're going to mention it here for a while when we give the running score. 56-55 IPFW with the lead. Blocked that time by Baumgart. Looked like she got all ball, but Newhart will be going to the line for two.
Michelle Connolly back into the lineup for IPFW, replacing Kim Rucker.
Foul that time on Baumgart, her third. Team foul, number 7. So from 9-10 on IPFW, will be going to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's that could be whoops, and critical, but a great rebound by Dawn Dressler, even though it was tipped out of bounds.
Susie Sorensen, number 11, just in the contest, knocked it out.
Dawn Dressler showing the kind of leadership out of your seniors that you really like to see. She's come forth here in the second half with lots of key buckets. Another key rebound.
Dressler, now Jones working lane, no. Valentino comes out of there with a board.
Well, it just wouldn't drop for the Dons.
1 point lead, Valentino. The ball falling into Conley's hands. Have her now for 7 rebounds.
Amy Perkins trying to get something stirred up here for the IPFW offense.
Conley going glass. 16 for Conley, 8 in the second half.
She's had a great second half. She's had some baskets that when they needed to score badly.
Without Linnell Anderson in for Mankato State, Conley is going to the glass at will. This is Sorensen, a 3 in and out. Taylor tips it out nicely. Valentino to reset. This is Sorensen with the ball. Over to Taylor. Another one of the 6-footers, and Conley got her with the body.
Cut her off at the pass, but also bounced her pretty hard.
Only the second team foul, and fouls have an opportunity here to play a large role in the outcome of this game.
We're under 8 minutes to play.
Down the stretch, IPFW has but 2. This is Valentino.
Great move down the lane. She'll shoot some free throws on that one because she was in the act of shooting.
Amy Perkins picks up the foul. Her first. Barb Deary back in the game. Deary given some rest, and Perkins with some quality minutes off the bench.
Karen Valentino.
Just to go over that ruling one more time, Recker is credited with a free throw And the score stands. A phantom point given to IPFW.
Well, that kind of matches the phantom point that was given at the beginning of the game on the technicality.
It's a nice way of looking at it.
But they're going to have to win it sooner or later. Somebody is here on the floor, regardless of what has transpired prior to this.
Dressler now.
Dawn with a nice move. Goes to the free throw line.
Time Conley went to the outside, pulled the defense with her, and Dressler setting up shop on the free throw line, had a little space to work with, went down the lane. I'll have 2 shots as the result.
First one is perfect. A lot of time to go in this game.
Breaks the second though, and pulled out of there by Sorensen. Valentino now on the point against Jones. Mankato trailing by 2. Sorensen, no. And Newhart down with the board. Lindy Jones has been quiet. Scored 10 in the first half and 3 early on in the second half. Haven't heard from her lately.
This game has gone in spurts with both teams seeming to heat up and score. And Michelle Consley comes out of the mess with a basket.
Give credit a little bit of that to Jones too. The penetration, then kept after it. Conley, the beneficiary of the tip. 18 for her.
Yep. She kept the ball alive.
6:30 to go in this contest. A 4-point lead for IPFW. Make it 1. Tracy Harder now. It's a 3 for her. 7 in the second half, 9 for the game. She's come off the bench to provide some good support.
And I don't remember that IPFW has even attempted a 3-point shot in this game. It's back to a 3-point lead.
Conley hot right now. 12 in the second half. And 1 and 1 down the other way. Foul on Beth Baumgart. That's number 5. She's gone. And she was just getting ready to come out of the contest anyway. The next break in action.
That brings Tracy Philippa back.
And Linnell Anderson in as well for the stretch run. Philippa has 4. Anderson 3 fouls. Lindy Jones at the line for 2.
Or this one may be a 1 and 1.
Or 1 and 1 rather. You're correct, Dave. I should be keeping score down the book there. Okay.
Yeah. Add a free throw there, would you?
Valentino strip going through by Derry. Jones comes up with a rebound. All right.
Valentino got in pretty heavy traffic that time.
Got me all confused. Rebound steal, yeah, they're the same thing.
There's 5 minutes and 30-some seconds to go, so there's going to be plenty of action yet. Michelle Conley really working those boards.
Newhart won a foul, no one charged with one, and then Dressler ripping from behind.
Dawn has really played heads up tonight. You won't see a lot of statistics, but she has really played heads up.
Conley now. Out to Jones. Derry inside. Baseline good.
Nice shot.
4 for Derry. 65-60.
Just under 5 minutes.
Getting ready to check in for Mankato State. Amy Swanson and Mankato State a little disjointed.
And they look like they might be getting just a little fatigued here in the late going of this game.
And as well, Carla Bronson. Valentino will get a break before she comes back in for the stretch drive.
Yes, I suspect we'll see her very shortly.
Token pressure by Mankato, now setting up in the man. Conley's got Philippa on her. She's got 4. She can't be too aggressive. Gets the board, knocked away. And Bronson now pushing. Knocked away by Newhart.
And IPFW is really playing great aggressive defense here in the last couple of minutes, contesting every pass.
Timeout taken by IPFW. 5-point lead, 65-60, 4:17 to go. You're watching a live sports special on College Cable Access Channel 6. Brought to you by IPFW with the support of the city of Fort Wayne. Look there at the IPFW bench.
Well, both teams now gathering around their coaches to develop their final strategy here in this tournament. It's been a great game to watch. It's been two pretty evenly matched teams coming out and going after each other, trading short leads. I don't think anybody's had over a 6 or 7 point lead all night, have they?
IPFW had a 9-point lead at one point.
That's right,
it was 34-25
late in the first half.
Mankato State came back with a run, but IPFW up 40-36 at halftime. Stick around after the game. We'll run down the stats for you and have the awards presentation as well. So first Lady Dons Classic goes in the book. It's 4:15 away from that.
And you see Don the Mastodon performing there on your screen. Great mascot. Kids love it. He has fun.
Now, is that the same Don that has an off-season job doing a little work as Wayne?
He's a wizard, too.
Okay.
That's right.
He's not a wave man for the Fury, is he?
I don't think so.
I don't think Wave Man had an extended run for the Fort Wayne Fury. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's probably just as well. Let's get back to action here. This is Deary with the ball. Over to Jones, 15 on the shot clock. Inside Newhart, great pass by Deary, and it counts.
That really was a terrific pass by Barb Deary. And a good move once Newhart got the ball to put it in the hoop. 7-point lead.
Elaine Kleinfelder called that timeout, knew it was a critical juncture to get a bucket. Design play works to perfection because Philippa is gone.
Tracy Philippa, foul number 5. 6'2" senior.
So 2 starters gone from the Mankato
sophomore. Yeah.
Mankato State lineup. Beth Baumgart fouled out. And now Philippa gone. Heidi Taylor coming back in.
Mankato State has a good bench, so it isn't time for IPFW to celebrate just yet. 4 minutes and 6 seconds from now, maybe, but not just yet. Jenny short on the free throw, but Dawn Dressler keeping the ball alive, and it bounces and comes out like a pinball.
It's Carla Bronson now working the point. Inside, tough pass for Swanson to handle. Tie up. Alternate possession rule coming IPFW's way.
Awfully good effort out there defensively by IPFW, as we've said in the last several minutes. And well, actually the entire game. But they have really gone after the ball.
Token pressure again by Mankato State.
That time Barb Deary got in trouble and nobody came to her assistance.
This is Swanson now, free line to the baseline, but Newhart shuts it off.
That's at least the second, maybe the third charge that Jenny Newhart has taken underneath there tonight.
She's played most of the second half with 3 fouls. It's fouled out already. 1 player against her.
And again, at this juncture, less than 3.5 minutes to go, and IPFW has only committed 3 fouls for the half. So Mankato State is going to have to earn it from the field. They won't be getting a lot of free throws.
Very critical down the stretch. Mankato State will be able to foul and hopefully get the ball back.
Big rebound by Michelle Conley. IPFW comes back out and reloads.
Another for Conley. I have her with at least 10 rebounds in the contest. More importantly, she has 20 points, 12 in the second half.
She has played a terrific game tonight in the starting role.
Going to work on some clock right now. 12 on the shot clock. This is Deary. Jones now. She's going to go one-on-one with it.
Big bucket. It's going to make it awfully tough for Mankato Mavericks. They're going to have to score now.
Trailing by 9. Bronson ripped away. Conley with the strip. 9-point IPFW lead, 69-60, and Jones going to give it up to Deary. Getting set to check back in. Karen Valentino for Mankato State. They're going to need her three-point shooting. She is dangerous from the outside. 6 on the clock. Newhart up with it.
And it goes in.
And 1.
All right. Jenny's had a big night. But it's been a team effort by the Lady Dons. They've played hard and they've gone after it all night long.
71-60 the count here. 2:08 left to go. IPFW appears to be on its way to its 4th win and the first win, the Lady Don Classic.
And it would appear that perhaps that earlier confusion in the scorebook isn't going to be a factor in this game.
Well, we're going to step aside for now and be back with the finish right after this timeout.
I never saw anybody light up a bar like Jack.
You can say that again.
He had a million jokes.
2 million.
Oh, what a riot.
Oh, yeah.
One of a kind.
No kidding.
I swear, if I thought he couldn't drive, I'd have said something. You know? I mean, how could you spoil his fun?
Right.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, Paul Farbaugh joined Dave Skelton.
Paul, I think maybe one of the factors that has really been a big boost to the IPFW team tonight has been the fact that a week ago they were in an 18 tournament down in West Texas. And when they came back from that, they felt like, although they had won 1 and lost 2, that they had played some very good teams, gained some great experience, and thus they were going to be ready to play tough teams, and they were certainly ready tonight.
Well, it's been a balanced scoring ledger for IPFW. Jenny Newhart now 16. Lindy Jones 15. Michelle Conley 20. So they're getting it inside and out tonight. Under 2 to go. 72-60. Deary pulling down the board. Valentino trying to foul. Jones beats the double team. And clock now the worst enemy for Mankato State.
Now, this game may very well be the best game of Michelle Conley's career here at IPFW. And not just scoring. She played a great game of rebounding.
Well, she's done it off the glass as well. At least double-digit rebounding. So a double-double tonight for Conley.
And she's been a major factor in neutralizing the size and the big people for the Mankato State team, obviously.
Deary misses. Swanson down with the board up ahead. Don't have much time to set up. They got to get it in the air quickly. Taylor, baseline, no. Deary with the board.
The second time down in a row that Barb Deary's been in position to rebound that missed shot by Mankato. Yeah, if there's been a weak link in the chain tonight for IPFW, it's been the free throw shooting again.
Well, they're going to get a lot of practice here in the last 126.
Right.
They've been in the bonus since a little over the 9-minute mark. They've really done it from the inside with Conley and Newhart in the second half.
Yeah, they really have. We had said earlier, I don't remember them even taking a three-point shot all night. They may have, but I don't remember it.
I think Jones might have fired one up. Deary misses the second. She has played a good overall game.
Yeah, she really has. Well, it's been a great team effort by IPFW. And it's going to pay off for them here in 1 minute and 15 seconds because they've got a 13-point lead.
73-60 the count right now. IPFW. Oh, wide open. Linnell Anderson also got away with a walk. Might have twisted an ankle on the way down. Anderson has been missing in action. 17. She had not scored for about 10 minutes.
Karen Valentino is a good ball player. Tried hard, caused a little pressure on the defense that time.
But the gap might be a little too much. 11 points, 73-62. He's got to touch the ball in 5 seconds. She does. Under a minute to go now, working on 50 seconds. Got to look for the three-pointer outside, I would believe. Work it inside. Taylor with her second bucket of the evening. In the second half, she has 6 overall. That puts it down at 9, but just 47 seconds to go. College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW Sports Telecast. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip to Channel 6 IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or if you would like to let your fingers do the walking, 481-6000. I want to thank a lot of people who helped put this on for us tonight. Of course, our producer and director, Craig Schmitz, and Bernie Lowe-Mueller as well, and technical direction by Jim Everall and Eric Marshall. Cameras tonight, Alan Bangs, Jay Frederick, Jane Rogers, and Tom Toby. Audio, David Pass, Pat Steldy. Videotape, Andy Gill. Spotter, Tim Heffern. So you want to thank all those people. Make sure you look their names up as we scroll them by at the end of the game. These people do it for nothing out here, and happy to have their help.
IPFW has made one substitution here in the ball handling department, and that's bringing Amy Perkins in. Amy should be very fresh at this point.
Boy, just what Mankato State ordered, a turnover, 2 in a row for IPFW. A chance to cut into this lead even further, chance to knock it down to 6.
And if they score, we'll see another timeout, I'm sure.
Valentino wants the 3. They want to swing it back to her. Here she goes. Oh, and
illegal pick being called on number 50, Heidi Taylor. She knew what she had to do. She just didn't have enough time to get it done legally.
Got to think IPFW would be wise to just double team her, because as we mentioned coming in, she hits from behind the arc at a 78% clip. Jones on the line now, 1-1. Salt this game away with a couple free throws here.
Can't get the roll, can't get the free throws to fall.
Anderson comes out of there, but there is but 30 seconds remaining. Swanson with a 3, no. Swanson chasing down her own shot, but it hits the end line. 24 seconds to go. IPFW is going to come out of here with a win tonight, unless lightning strikes.
And the IPFW defense just has not let the Mankato offense function without being bothered along the way. They've given them nothing free.
Mankato State using the press. They are a transition type team. IPFW has pushed it down underneath enough. Shot 61% in the first half. And that really took Mankato State out of the game. Got them in foul trouble. And now Conley, icing on the cake with 4 seconds left.
Michelle's had a great game. She's had just a great game. So the Lady Dons, champions of this classic tournament.
First classic Don tournament, 75-64, your final. IPFW on top. Stats as we have them right now. Michelle Conley finishes the night with 22. She is the game high scorer. Lady Jones threw in 15. Jenny Newhart, strong second half. 7 points, 17 overall.
It won't be real easy to pick an all-tournament team here tonight, because there have been so many players that have performed very well.
Judging just off this performance solely, Dave, I would have to say the MVP tonight has been Conley, but it's just a sliver ahead of Jones and Newhart and even Barb Daria, though she won't show up on the scoring sheet.
And Don Dressler has had a good tournament. So a part of this will obviously be the performance that they give one in two games. And Coach Kleinfelder just got an ice cold, and I mean ice cold, shower.
You get a shot of that, they just soiled the floor with a lot of water.
Yeah, well, they'll find a way to mop that up. Might be an opportunity to indicate that tomorrow, after some quick transaction tonight, tomorrow here in the IPFW Gates Sports Center will be a holiday craft show. So we invite the community to come out to that.
And I don't know if Elaine Kleinfelder is going to have a booth. She looks like she's dressed for one right now.
She looks like she's just fresh out of the dunk tank, right?
Hey, we're going to take a timeout right now. 75-64, the final IPFW winners of their first classic. We're going to be back with the final rundown on stats and the awards ceremony right after this brief timeout.
Color, space, line, form. These basic elements have been used by painters, sculptors, and architects to create artworks of timeless beauty and value. The Art of the Western World television course examines many of mankind's most enduring achievements and provides you with the key to the language of art.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Post-game ceremonies going on right now. Mankato State's Linnell Anderson and Karen Valentino accepting the runner-up trophy.
Two very good selections, I would say. Oh, that's the runner-up trophy.
We will have the all-tournament team as well. And some seniors stepping forward for IPFW to accept first place. Dawn Dressler and Kim Recker.
Yep.
And now for the all-tournament selection.
Let's go down to Eric Agnew for
from IPFW, 32, Lindy Jones.
The all-tournament team.
So first selection, Lindy Jones, number 32 for IPFW. Good selection.
From Mankato State, number 31, Karen Valentino.
Another very good selection.
She ran the fast break offense to perfection last night, 99 points. Only had 64 tonight for Mankato State.
From IPFW, 22, Dawn Dressler.
Dawn Dressler missed everything. You want a rebound? You want a basket made off an open shot?
You're right.
You want to steal? She'll get down on the floor and go get it.
Number 55, Linnell Anderson.
A lot of good players to select from.
And the 1993 Diet Pepsi Rogers Markets Tournament MVP, number 44 from IPFW, Jenny Newhart.
And Jenny Newhart walks away. She is the most valuable player. 17 tonight.
And she had 11 last night with 8
Thank
rebounds.
you for coming out, and good night.
She's had a good 2 days productivity.
All right, that wraps up the festivities here. We'll run the scores down real quick for you one last time. Lindy Jones had 15, Jenny Newhart 17, and Michelle Conley, the leading scorer tonight, with 22 for IPFW. On the other side, Linnell Anderson had 17 for the loser. She was the leading scorer in that category. That's going to do it for us, 75-64. We at IPFW are pleased to bring you cablecast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contributions to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or you can please make your check out to Indiana Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne, and designated, if you would, for college cable access athletics. Going so well there.
It's been a long night.
Now, this telecast of the IPFW sporting event is copyrighted and is the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 Saturday at 6 p.m. for more IPFW action as the Lady Thunder from Tri-State University take on the IPFW Lady Dons, now 4-2. For Dave Skelton, this is Paul Farmore. Have a good evening.